Shae Russell from mining.com.au, and we are back. I am coming to you from the on-air booth at IMARC, currently underway in Sydney. Sitting next to me is Andrew Penkethman, the Managing Director for Ardea Resources. Andrew, did I get the name right this time?
Spot on, Shae. Well done.
It took a couple of goes. Thanks for your patience. Now, this is super exciting because I don't think I've spoken to you before, but you have a nickel-cobalt-scandium project out in Kalgoorlie. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Sure. So the project's called the Kalgoorlie Nickel Project, and the most advanced part of that is referred to as the Goongarrie Hub. And that's subject of a incorporated joint venture with Sumitomo Metal Mining and Mitsubishi Corporation from Japan, who are currently fully funding a $98.5 million definitive feasibility study scheduled for completion in the first half of 2026. And it's the key advantages of our location just north of the city of Kalgoorlie-Boulder are great local stakeholder support, given the long mining history there, and direct access to infrastructure, road, rail, gas pipeline, etc.
Look, it is great infrastructure to be surrounded by, but I wouldn't mind, it is great infrastructure to be surrounded by. Now, Petra Capital recently called this, your project, the 7th largest global resource, which is remarkable because it's also the largest in Australia as well of its kind.
Yes, spot on, Shae. So it's very much a large-scale, long-life project with that access to infrastructure that you just mentioned. So it's every bit the strategic asset, and we're aiming to become Australia's largest, lowest-cost nickel-cobalt producer. And looking at the geopolitical thematic playing out around the world, we anticipate being a reliable supplier of cost-effective nickel, cobalt, and also potentially scandium, and also other potential critical minerals for many decades to come.
Now, you mentioned before in your first answer that the DFS is underway, but you're also fully funded. Why is that important for Ardea Resources?
We've seen the nickel price stabilise at around $15,000 US a tonne in response to a lot of new production coming out of Indonesia, funded primarily by Chinese interests. Mm-hmm. But the rest of the world is focused on that long-term supply chain diversity and security, and we feel our timing to production is incredibly important.
You mentioned then, obviously, about nickel production, but what makes nickel, cobalt and scandium strategic metals?
So we see nickel in particular used in everyday applications, primarily through stainless steel. So we got that existing supply chain with very strong compound annual growth rates. But in addition to that, we've got the energy transition, we've got lithium-ion batteries, we've got large-scale energy storage batteries, and most recently there's been increased discussion around defence spending. Well, defence needs high-quality stainless steel, whether it's a surface vehicle, a warship, an aeroplane, drones, and a whole range of applications. So stainless steel is critical to our everyday life. Similarly, cobalt, in particular in the energy transition, and scandium is a speciality metal used as an alloy and an additive to aluminium in particular to create a lightweight, high-strength aluminium alloy.
So obviously the DFS is underway. What's some upcoming news flow that investors can look forward to hearing about? Because I'll be honest, this is quite an intriguing project.
A lot of money being spent on the DFS, as we discussed, and similarly with that large budget, a lot of deliverables. So we're in the process of a mineral resource update, which will be upcoming. We've been working with the state and federal government here in Australia on various approvals, opportunities, and in the fullness of time, I'd like to say more about that collaboration, and similarly with ongoing definitive feasibilities, workflows and strategic funding opportunities as well.
Andrew, it was an absolute pleasure speaking with you. I will be watching your progress. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks a lot, Shae. Really nice to meet you, and thanks for your time.